Welcome to the Norm spin-off Hyperbolic Review. This is a YouTube exclusive segment of our podcast, the Norm Hyperbolic Podcast, where we normally talk anime, video games, and movies. I am your host, X, also known as Young Morgan Freeman, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Kid Lewis.
What's up? It's your boy, Kid Lewis, coming back with you with another review. Another movie under our belts, and we're definitely going to let you know if this one's worth the watch. And with us... And with us is a special guest. Like lately, we've been adding guests to our reviews too. Remember, the pot is simmering and overflowing into the other pot from season 2.
Right.
Say hello to the people.
Chelsea.
This is Chelsea.
This is Chelsea. Hi.
This is Chelsea. She's our Studio Ghibli enthusiast. So she's going to be she saw the movie with us.
What movie is it? X, let them know, bro.
I mean, they know by the title,
Yeah.
but just in case you're just, you have the YouTube audio play, we're going to be talking about The Boy and the Heron.
Heron.
The Heron. So,
Which just came out.
It's Studio Ghibli's most recent
What day did it come out?
December 8th, I want to say.
I think so too.
I just wanted to put you on the spot.
Yeah, you didn't think I was ready for that.
Oh, she's testing you today.
Come on, podcasting for a minute. So,
yes, their latest movie that just came out. You've probably seen trailers of it. It's been very promoted. It has been nominated for
a couple awards.
It's
got a star-studded cast for the dub.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do it like we normally do in our normal fashion. We're going to go into non-spoilers first, just talking about the trailer. Then we're going to give you our ranking, seeing if you should watch it or if you shouldn't watch it. And then we'll go into spoilers, backing it up.
Yes.
So just as a reminder, we're going to be doing Saiyan, which is top of the top, creme de la creme. Great Ape, which is mid of the mid. And then last we'll have... Human, which is trash of the trash, lowest of the low.
We suck.
Not even worth the watch. Not even worth your time.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do it. Avoid it if you can.
We were watching this. I was watching Spirited Away recently, just like for our other episode, and Chihiro or whatever, they keep saying like, "Oh, she smells like human. Like you smell like a human." And I'm like, "Damn, that'd be a good bite for our."
This movie smells like human.
It smells like human.
Oh, disgusting.
Ugh.
Sickening.
Yes. So just a little bit of information about the movie itself. So it's directed by Hayao Miyazaki. It was produced by Studio Ghibli. So we just recorded our Ghibli episode. So definitely, if you're watching this on YouTube, go check out our podcast episode. We do
Studio Ghibli.
We do a deep dive of Studio Ghibli. Give you guys our opinions on like a couple of the movies and just like the vibe overall.
Yes.
So on August, something that we said in that episode, but something I just wanted to carry over. On August 2014, Miyazaki announced that he was going to retire. And then less than 3 years later, he announced that he wasn't going to retire. And I guess he did that a couple times.
Amen for him coming back, though.
Right. No, for sure. And then, some of the rappers have been doing it lately where they're like, oh, I'm going to retire. And then like, a year or two pass. And
they get bored.
Yeah. And then like, okay, I'm not ready. And I think with his work ethic, that's what happened. Like, I'm surprised he made it to 3 years, to be honest. So then, 3 years later or whatever, he announced that he wasn't going to retire, but that he was going to do one more movie and then he's going to retire.
Yeah, his final project.
So we'll
I hope he makes another one, though, but...
I think he might.
Oh, wait, this was his final project then?
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed
to be his final project.
Yeah, but his last project was also supposed to be his final project. So. We'll see.
I don't think they should say retire. I feel like sometimes you need a break. I would just say taking a break. Just take a break because you don't know.
They're old, so it's kind of just retirement at that point.
Yeah, because then if they take a break and then they retire, then it's
you imagine retiring and then in that retirement, like those 3 years passes by, you come up with so many great ideas for like future movies that you have to come back and do them. You're like, oh my god, this one would be so perfect. Like I've been on my days off, I'm sitting on like this beautiful garden and I'm like just drawing and I'm like, oh, this would have been so picture perfect for a movie or something, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm leaving retirement. I'm gonna make more movies.
But the thing is, there's other founders of it, so he could always just like pass along ideas and help, like kind of behind the scenes rather than directing and like writing.
What if you want the credit for such an amazing movie that you did during your retirement?
I mean, he's
got the credit with the studio. He's got enough credit.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's like egotistic like that.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, this movie.
You know
was
him
very,
like that?
It was very. This movie was
like on
very,
a personal level,
right? Because you talk about like if he's your best friend. Like I just got off the phone with him.
He says he wants all the claim. No, this movie was very autobiographical. So, like he's supposed to be the boy with the Heron. So
and then the other founders are supposed to be the other characters,
right? So it's all like you can tell a personal story without having like to put the claim on it. But he wanted to do this one. I'm glad he stepped out of retirement for it. This is the first Ghibli movie in IMAX. So, I mean, there's that.
I bet it looked beautiful. I didn't see it in IMAX. I just saw it like in regular standard.
Yeah, I went to the cheap.
Yeah, right. Well, because we have the Regal Unlimited app. So, with that, the tickets are either cheaper if you go into IMAX or like a 4DX or 3D, whatever. But otherwise, it is just straight free. Like it's 50 cents. But so the exact number isn't out, but Ghibli says that it's the most expensive movie that they produced, which the most expensive movie that Japan has, or most expensive anime movie that Japan has done was a Ghibli movie before that. It was the Tales of Kaguya.
Oh.
So
I would have thought Akira would have been like a very expensive anime movie.
Maybe like taking account for inflation, but this movie, The Tale of Princess Kaguya, that one is on Max too. So it looked not water pastel, but it looked like, I don't know, there wasn't that many effects. So I don't know why it cost so much. It cost $53 million.
Maybe they're just actually paying people properly
back then. Right. I know. And we have an episode about that too. But that is a part of this as well. Okay. So the movie has, as a recording, earned over $1 million at the box office. That's a combination of domestic
100 million.
100 million. I'm about to say they invested $53 million just to make over $1 million.
I know.
I'm like, that's a bad investment.
No, they earned over 100 million.
Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at your notes while you're doing this. I'm like, that's not right.
The math is not mathing, bro.
Thank you guys for checking me out. So, the movie shares a name with another Japanese novel published in 1937. It appears in the film, but besides that, this movie is an original story. So, like we do in our normal fashion, we'll just talk about the trailer. So, Chelsea, what did you think of the trailer when you first saw it?
I was really interested. I think they made like the creatures and stuff look cool. The little floaty white guys. I'm like,
oh yes,
cute.
They kind of like have that, in like a lot of the Ghibli movies, like with the sprites and
but that one's like a little different. I feel like.
Yeah, but they're like climbing over each other and
yeah. They have to have like something cute like that, like in their movies. I feel.
Yeah.
Well, it's like souls, right?
They are, in the movie.
Aren't they supposed to like represent like children's soul in that movie?
So it's gotta be cutesy.
Yeah, little like
marshmallows.
Yeah. What about the heron? What'd you think?
He was creepy.
Yeah, creepy. I was
like at the beginning, when his face was coming through the mouth and his like big ass nose and teeth.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I thought
that was creepy. I was like, ooh.
I really don't like birds, so this is kind of like a nightmare almost.
Right. So I have notes about that for me. But yeah.
All right. What did you think about the trailer, man?
So I thought it looked nice. I was happy that he was coming out of retirement. I didn't know he was retired. But it looked classic but new, and then it also looked weird but tame. So like how in Spirited Away, there's like a bunch of different characters, like random. Mm-hmm. Like this was a lot of like birds and him.
A lot of birds, man.
Different birds.
Really don't like them.
And the only other thing that I saw from the trailer was like there was this woman who was on fire. So it was that and a bunch of birds. So I did like that. It looked a little bit more focused, like where you have Spirited Away, where you start with like, well, what can we do? Where this is like, well, now that we can do anything, let's do something. So, what about you? What you thought of the trailer?
I didn't think much of the trailer. I was just excited because it's a Studio Ghibli movie. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be decent.
I would say high expectations when I saw the trailer.
You did?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and just knowing it's Studio Ghibli and he was like on retirement for 3 years, I thought this was going to be like the biggest banger of the
season or whatever.
The decade. I don't know.
Right. Well, so he was working on this movie before it even got greenlit. Mm-hmm. So he'd been wanting to do this movie for a hot minute. So you want to go ahead and get into the rankings, bro?
Yeah, we can definitely do the rankings.
Can you say the order one more time?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so Saiyan is the best, like a Super Saiyan. Saiyan. Then Great Ape is middle.
Mid-tier.
Then human, trash.
Okay.
All right. So the way Lewis is going to do it is he's going to go 1, 2, 3, go. And then we'll say it all at the same time.
So after go.
After go.
Okay.
After go, we say our answers. So if you need a second to think about it,
I got it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Lewis sometimes gets a little tongue tied and doesn't.
That's a lie. Don't start, man.
We go back and forth on who fucks it up.
You. All right, let's do this.
Ready?
At a count of 3, after go, we'll announce it. Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3, go.
Great
Saiyan.
Ape.
Great Ape.
What? Number 2?
Great Ape, man.
Great Ape.
Yeah.
Great Ape.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'll go first then, and then you guys try to bring it down. To Great Ape because
We'll knock you down.
how was okay?
We'll bring the axe.
Okay, I liked it a lot.
Oh.
So the movie was long. So it felt long, and it felt longer than it actually was. The movie was only 2 hours and 4 minutes, but it was like they didn't hook up the boy and the heron until like an hour into the movie. Like the heron who had been like spying on him or whatever, and he had reached out to him and was like, hey, blah, blah. What was his name? Mahito or whatever. He's like, oh, come. Follow me into the tower. Then he follows him, and then he gets into the spirit world or whatever. And then it takes a while before they actually like link. So that's where I actually felt the length of the movie. Because after all this stuff, I was like, damn, the movie's just getting started, and it's only been an hour. But besides that, the movie was a banger, even with my prejudice against birds. Go ahead, tell me.
Like, why do you think it was a banger? Like, just the animation was good? The story was that compelling to you?
The animation was really good. So when the movie first opens and there's the fire, and I felt the stress of like the hospital's on fire, and this guy's at his house, and I like to think of all people as monkeys, like evolved chimpanzees. So just when they were in his house and he's like going up and down the stairs, like I felt
how they were running?
Yeah, like climbing up and down. I loved it. So I'm like, obviously it's the boy and the heron. So I know there's going to be birds, but he's like the human to the heron. So him climbing up and down his house, and then the stress.
I did think that was kind of funny. I kept looking. I went with Darian. I was like, what the hell?
Right. So, and then, then his dad goes to the hospital, and then he's like trying to be like the man. He's about to run out. Then he forgets his shoes, and he comes back, and I was like, okay, this is top tier animation right now. Like, and then he gets to the fire, and then as he's moving through the fire, the transitions of like the flames and the stress of him like looking for his mom and can't find her. And I was just like, damn, this movie was giving me a lot of anxiety and stress straight from the jump. And I, when we were talking about Castle in the Sky, like I love when movies or anything just opens with action. Like I kind of don't like it when they kind of like take a while to build up. Yeah, I want, even if you started at the end or started in the middle or whatever, just give me the action, get me excited, and then I'll be okay to take the slow ride with him going to the world or whatever. But the animation was fire. I remember when we saw Shizume, that movie had a good song. So I think this movie could have benefited from like a signature song. And it did have a song, but it didn't slap like these other movies.
Okay.
But yeah, man, it was a little confusing, and it was long, and I did, not tune out, but I was kind of like leaning back in my chair a little bit. But even towards the end, I got back up, and it was just so much going on. And
I have a personal theory of like what I think about the movie, but I'm gonna let you kind of like knock him down to why it was surprising, great, and then I'll say like what I really thought about it.
Tell me.
Okay, I didn't really enjoy the story at all.
Tell me.
I really only liked it because of the animation. I found the thing with the ant to be very weird, and it weirded me out and kind of took me out of the movie, where it's like, what the fuck?
But that was at the end.
No, you can tell during the beginning
that was her sister.
Oh, that looks exactly like my mother. And then it's like, she's like, I'm sorry, big sister.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, is that his fucking aunt?
I know. It was a little.
And then I'm like, the dad's fucking the aunt. Fuck the dad. And then like I just got pissed off at the dad. Yeah, and then I don't like
too.
birds.
It kind of sucked.
Or did you feel like the dad was more Americanized?
Yeah. Me and Darian were wondering. It is Christian Bale. Yeah, which is funny because
the character looked very like American compared to the other like surrounding characters, and the way they dressed too. He was dressed so proper, like an American suit. And usually in Japan, when you wear a suit like that, they usually have like a komodo on top.
Yeah, it was. I didn't understand that.
Represent like you're a Japanese person or you're from that culture.
In the old ladies, I didn't really get.
I love those old ladies.
I love them too, but I didn't get.
What they were there for?
Yeah.
They were just so they. Had
I thought at first they were like sucking the souls out of them or something.
When they show up and they're all
like going through this bag and like.
And right away, like it gave me like, yo, these people got money.
Yeah,
that estate that they lived in was huge. And she was like, "We usually take the back entrance, but for you, we're gonna do the front entrance." And then she was like going through like left, right, like up and down, couple of stairs.
Yeah,
and then they like go into like the back living quarters of the estate, and then like this is where we're gonna be staying. I'm like,
they had a whole tower that they were using. They just sectioned it off. I like those old ladies because I was like. At first, I thought it was a retirement home.
Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah, because they were like giving food, and they're like, "Oh, your dad." But I thought he was like a philanthropist.
You know what it is about the food too? It was like it's past after the war, so food was so scared back then that even like she was saying like, "Oh my God, we can make rice balls or rice candy or whatever it is that she was mentioning just from like the cans of foods that they were bringing in," and that was showing me like, damn, so this is like post-war. Which he kept saying it is post-war, but like it's just to show you like food was very scared back then, and him having like canned tuna and stuff like that, that's like a luxury at that time.
Yeah,
I think just the aunt, and then she already being pregnant, and then he's going to find her.
The mom, right? I was like,
or the aunt. He like wants to say the aunt. I had no like emotional attachment towards the aunt, so I was like, fucking let her die.
I know a little bit, but she was nice enough. I mean,
she was trying though.
This was before.
I'm a parent or kid of divorce, so I'm like a stepmama.
Yeah, I know. I was stressed,
and she's already pregnant. There ain't no goddamn way.
I know. Right? There's a scene where she takes his hand.
And like, oh, this is your baby. And it's like within like. The first couple minutes of the movie, I'm like, there is no goddamn way I would kick her.
I know.
In the tummy.
No. I mean, I was stressed too. I was like, damn, I mean, come on, man. You got to be on your best behavior. This is your dad's new girl. But this is before I knew that was her sister. And I was just like...
That was...
Yeah,
was
and then I thought the mom and him, when they were younger, had a little too much of a connection. I was like, are they about to kiss?
I know. Oh. That was weird to me too. Like, I'm your mom. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then like... I don't know. Like, she had the fire powers. I didn't really understand that. But then I was like, I guess she died of fire, so she got powers. But I was like, why didn't he have powers?
All right. So you guys are ready to hear this conspiracy that I got going on in my head? So this is my second time watching it. And
why? What happened the first time?
Okay, well, the first time I was like, oh, I've been awake for like over 24 hours. And I went to go watch it with my kids, and I just fell asleep in the movie theaters. And I went to the movie theaters with the reclining chair.
Yeah. The Lex 8?
I was done for.
That's where I went.
His kids had to carry him out.
I was like, I woke up and I was like, bro, what the hell just happened? So when I watched the second time, right off the bat, he is going through PTSD.
Yeah.
Right.
Him losing his mom in that fire is like a huge post-traumatic stress disorder that he has. Okay. And like even in the beginning scene, how like you were saying, like the fire and the people were mixing, like if you felt the anxiety he was going through, I felt like it wasn't so much a scene, it was a memory of him like revisiting. Like, so like when he'll go to sleep, he'll see like revisiting that memory. And that's why I thought like everything was just mixing together because it was a memory that he was reliving, and it was something so traumatic that he's still trying to get over it. And I feel like the whole movie was him getting over that, or getting past the fact that he lost his mother and accepting the fact that he has to move on and accepting the fact that his dad did marry somebody new, that it looked like he was having a problem accepting that he was being so cold to her, like just being like, okay, thank you, like you know.
Well, it was like they said like literally not even a year afterwards.
Yeah.
She's already pregnant too.
So I was just like, okay, so he's like not really accepting.
Did you like my mom or no?
Right? And then I felt like him entering that building where like the Heron kept like saying like, come on in. I think that was him entering his mind. Have you ever like, you know, people say like when they take those those pills, LSD or whatever, drugs? The shrooms, drugs, they like visit a whole realm, like a weird world where like things just don't make sense.
Okay.
I feel like that's what he ended up doing. Like I'm not saying he took drugs. I'm saying like he entered his mind, and inside his mind, he met like a version of himself. He met a version of his mom. And the reason, like you said, his mom had powers and was young was because of the fire. It was like everything was correlating to like what he went through and what he like his mind was trying to overcome, and his mind was like collapsing. And basically he just had to let it collapse and accept the fact that, you know, his mom did die and she's not coming back. And I feel like that was like the whole movie, just trying to help him go through that PTSD, go through the grieving, go through the anger. And like while he was in his mind, I feel like those little birds was like what was trying to like get him out, like his brain protecting himself from himself.
I hated those big birds when they're trying to eat you and shit. I'm like, why you always gotta have some creepy ass shit trying to eat me in these movies? It
kind of reminded me of like Alice in Wonderland, like the playing cards, how they were just like little soldiers.
Yeah.
So some stuff that I have. So Miyazaki in the past, he was able to direct like 7 to 10 minutes of animation per month. So with this new one, they scheduled for 5 minutes of animation per month, but he was actually only able to do 1 minute of animation per month.
That took a long time to make.
Right. So imagine. And, you know, you have a team that's able to do like the little stuff, but he's like the head of this. So I'm just so surprised that you guys like that those things like took it down for you that much. I understood like the stress of like trying to do a new life and the fish out of water. And it kind of reminded me of Alice in Wonderland, but also this other movie that I had saw with a friend, Mirror Mask. So it seemed like the male version of that, where you would go into this weird world and then you have like a friend who's supposed to guide you there or you know, compass or whatever. And then you find this like journey of self-discovery or, you know, closure that you have to go through.
But I think the reason why the movie couldn't be like a saying to me, it was just very trippy. And
I like that.
Not that I don't like trippy. I like trippy. I'm just saying it was just very trippy, and it was like it takes time for you to like really comprehend like what's going on. Like what is this whole movie about? Yeah. Besides just him losing his mom. Okay, he lost his mom. Then he's like moving into this big estate, finding out that he has a stepmom, finding out that she's pregnant, and then finding out like these weird birds. And then there was a point that I'm just like, there was a scene where the Heron is like, there's these fishes. Like all these fishes come out of the pond, and he's like, join us or like come visit us or something. And then the frogs start.
Oh my god!
That was disgusting.
I love that scene.
And then I'm thinking to myself, like is this all happening in his head, or is this like real frogs? Like you're.
And when you find out that that's like the granny or whatever.
Like those little. Like little dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When his aunt comes out with the bow and arrow, I'm like, what the hell? Well,
that was his mom.
Was that his mom?
No, that's his aunt.
Oh, no, that's the grandma's.
No, that's his mom. His new mom, stepmom.
Nuh-uh.
She came out with the arrow. When he had all the frogs over him, they're like, the grandmas were like, hey, fucking get away from there. And then she comes out quick as fuck and shoots the arrow. And then they all like scatter away.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of a different scene.
So it's not all in his mind.
So that's the thing that I like about these movies is that it doesn't have to be directly explained. Especially if I'm enjoying what I'm looking at. Yeah. Like the scene was disgusting with all those frogs on top of him.
Yeah.
But I liked how he was just like calm with it. But then I was like, okay, is this him accepting something? And then when they shoot the arrow, I'm like, okay, I think maybe he should get away
out of like.
Yeah, I was like, trance. You should get away from those frogs or whatever. And at first I did like the Heron because he was like this beautiful bird. He looked like a guide. He was majestic. I thought he was like
his fucking mouth starts popping out and I was like, bro.
So there's a scene where he like goes past the window and he's like peeping on him and I'm like, oh, it's kind of creepy.
That gray Heron was creepy. Yeah. Bro. He was a creep.
He was a creep.
And that was Robert Pattinson.
Popping through the glass like every time, like I don't know. It looked like it could be a horror movie. Just like the bird constantly peeking
or the
through,
eyeball, or
just looking at him. I'm just
it's definitely creepy.
So then I turned on him because then I was like, okay, he's kind of weird. He's kind of too weird. And then it picked up at the end when they became friends. Then I was like, okay, he's a weirdo, but
I thought the ending was funny.
I don't know why they
all the birds started coming through the door and they started shitting on them.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
And they're all happy.
Like, oh my god. I made it.
I'm like, yo, you just got bird shit on your face.
Like wiping his mouth. He's like,
yeah.
We made it. Close your mouth.
How is that? Why are you happy, bro? You just got like mad bird shit all over you.
Just got shitted on.
Towards the end. Like.
So I will say with the ending, I don't fully understand like the whole dynamic between him and his great uncle or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why he took the rock and hurt himself at the end, because I was just holding on to that the whole movie. I was like, why did he do that? And then at the end, he's like, oh, I want you to, be my successor, the old man.
But he wasn't his successor.
And he's like, yeah, I can't do it. Like, I have this scar to remind me that I'm flawed.
I was expecting, like, Howl type of voice when I heard it was Christian Bale. So I was kind of disappointed when it wasn't.
A sexy man?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I meant to see it both because, I have the pass or whatever. So I wanted to see it both dubbed and subbed. So I only got to see it subbed. Yeah. So
I got to see it dubbed twice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and the voice acting was really good. I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. I liked it. I definitely liked it. And I think the only thing about the movie is just I felt like it was all over the place at points, and it just some things just didn't make sense. Like how he was like, the old man wanted him to be the successor, and then something about like, oh, my building blocks is gonna tip over.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, yeah, because you just literally tapped it, man. Like, what are you talking about? Your blocks were fine until you started messing with it, and then he's like, oh my god, it's about to fall, and if it falls, like everything is gonna go into ruins. You need to build a new one. And I'm just like, and the guy was like, no, I'm good.
No, I'm chilling.
I'm chilling. I'm down.
And then the other bird who wanted to be like the captain or the new king or whatever.
Yeah, and then he tried to build it, and then his fell apart too. I didn't understand that part. Like it just threw me off. And then this huge weird alien, I don't know, rock.
Yeah.
Those are the things that just didn't make sense to me in the movie, and they didn't like explain it. Yeah, and I think that's why I couldn't give it saying. It was very weird.
I do agree, because I'm not going to cap and say that I got it, like that I understood it, but
I try to make sense of it.
I
tried.
Yeah,
I did like it, and I know that there. And again, I only saw it once, and I want to see it again. And I saw it subbed, so there are some. Maybe like you said, maybe they do say that that's his aunt in the top of the movie, but to me, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that either.
But
there was like hints about it, I would say, and I'm like, is that
what hints? Because I didn't see no hints until like the very end.
I mean, they're all cartoon characters. I can't really tell.
Well, they said that's a exact replica of my mother.
Well, so
yeah. So I just thought that his dad just picked a woman that looked,
and they said that
like his mom.
They knew him.
Well, she said that I met you when you were younger.
Yeah.
Oh, you've grown up so much, and I was like,
and
damn,
then,
that was like having an affair the whole time or something.
Sorry, big sis. Like
that part, I did not hear.
Talking about the grandmas though.
What did that have to do with everything? Again, the grandmas like.
Oh yeah, it was just like
they were just taking care of the house or whatever.
Yeah, but then they played a key role.
Yeah,
they're protectors.
As a protectors.
Yeah,
No,
and then he brought that grandma with him to.
Yeah.
And then she just became a toy, and he was in his pocket the whole time.
No, that one was the grandma.
Which one?
The one that was like the ship.
The one that had the scar too on her side.
I like that girl. She was.
That was his grandma.
She was. Yeah, one of the grandmas.
Yeah. That he brought with.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, they
as she
had
got
the
older.
same clothing.
Oh, very nice.
That's where he knew her name, because she was even said like, "How do you know my name? I never told you my name."
Yeah,
and he's like, "I know who you are."
No, I knew that was one of his grandmas. I didn't know that.
But
that
it's
was
the one that like followed him in.
Yeah, that was cool.
But still, like, there's a lot of things just weren't explained. Like, why did the mom have to give birth in his mind or in that? Well, not in his mind, but like in that universe. Oh yeah, his new mom had to give birth there. Like that wasn't explained. Like
that too.
Or why she even wanted to be
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was like, "Go away! What are you doing here?"
Yeah, like I'm trying to give birth.
I'm trying to save you. Leave me.
And I guess that was taboo.
Yeah.
Which was funny because the bird kept saying like, "Oh well, he did a taboo, a sin in this world," and the old man was like, "I know, but he's gonna be my process or
yeah." Why was it even made a taboo?
What was that's what I'm saying? Like, why was it a taboo, and why did the aunt or his new mom had to give birth in there? That shit was just throwing me off. I'm like, okay, when are they gonna explain all this shit? And they never do.
And then you just at the end,
ending was so abrupt too.
Brother, like grown up a year.
Yeah, like
and
a
you're
year
like,
later.
fuck that little boy.
Damn,
little bastard.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's not my brother.
Yeah, that's what I'd be.
That's my cousin at least, or at most.
And then they were like, what, moving to a new place?
Yeah.
They were leaving this state behind. I was so confused.
Yeah.
This is why I couldn't give it a saying.
I guess. I was just high off of like the animation style and it being like real artistic and.
No, the animation was beautiful though. Mm-hmm. But that's Studio Ghibli.
I know, but
I can't. That's like one thing I love about Studio Ghibli. You're gonna get some good animation. Like that's just.
Yeah, well, it was hard
given.
to tell too. What was like true, like how with Spirited Away. What is a metaphor and what's like real?
Yeah,
like these birds coming out. Where's real?
In his life, was it really his aunt made into his stepmom?
I think so.
But that's crazy though for the dad to do that.
I know.
To be like, you know what? I'm gonna take your younger sister now that your mom is dead.
That would be like if you died and then your boyfriend got with your sister.
Fucking
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I hope someone else that I know would kill them both.
Yeah, both.
No, but that was crazy at the end. I was like, damn, like the dad didn't give no fucks. Like,
yeah, he's a player.
And he didn't even wait a year. Like it just all happened so quickly.
And impregnated boy.
Damn, dad don't play.
For what?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was just the movie is just crazy. It doesn't explain it very well what's going on, and it's just like
that is true because
it's hard to keep up with like the story. Like you're trying.
Even when they do explain it, it doesn't give a full explanation.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
The explanation was from that old man at the end, but then it just.
But even his explanation, was more confusing. I was just like, okay, so wait, what?
What was the purpose? What was the purpose? World?
What was the purpose of bringing him in? That was my question. Just to like tell him like, hey, I want you to be the new successor to this world that I'm running or something. Like that was the purpose of it. Just so him could be like, nah, I'm Gucci, man. I'm gonna go back to my world.
Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Why not have?
And I'm gonna take my new mom with me.
The newborn that's being born, just be the successor.
Maybe.
Is that what they wanted? Is that why she had to give?
I don't know. But why not just make the baby and raise him
questions, and then we have to fill in those holes.
This is what all great art does, though. It makes you think.
These are a little too many questions.
Too many questions, man. There was like no direction.
I like open endings, but this was like the whole movie. I was kind of questioning what was going on.
For real.
Okay, I guess you guys are convincing me a little bit, but I'm gonna stay firm. I do think it was beautiful enough, but I don't disagree with anything that you guys are saying. That it was very all over the place and. You know,
like that's
unsatisfying in the ending.
It's not a movie that if people didn't know Studio Ghibli, I wouldn't take them to go see that.
Right.
No, then I feel like they would taint Studio Ghibli for them, but I would, have them see the other movie.
This isn't a first movie for
there's better Studio Ghibli movies that have the animation and a good story to back it up. This one was just like really, really good animation, great voice actors, but the story was not there. Me personally, the story was not there.
That's how I felt too.
So, like, did Studio Ghibli meet all the criteria for this movie? Me personally, no. But there is movies that, like you said, if you're going to recommend a Studio Ghibli movie to somebody, I would pick one that has all great actors or voice actors, a great story, and damn near perfect animation.
Yeah, they have a couple of those too. I feel like the three we said today I would recommend them.
No, for sure. Well, all right. So that's the review.
That is the review. So as you guys heard it here, it's a mix. So technically,
it's a mix. I mean, I'm outvoted.
It's 2 out of 3.
On this
it's
one.
2 out of 1. So technically, it is unfortunately a grade 8.
Grade 8.
Sad to say.
Not that I'm bashing on it. Like, definitely watch it. It's good. It's grade 8, so it's definitely worth a watch. But it's not go to the movie.
I would say if you're a fan of Studio Ghibli, it's a good watch
for sure.
Or you just don't. You watched all Studio Ghibli movies, and it's just this one is the only one you haven't seen. Watch it.
Right.
You're gonna be confused.
I do agree. Okay. I wouldn't take somebody to see this for their first time watching something like this.
There you go. That says a lot.
Yeah. No, it's good.
But if you want to hold on to the sand, man, go for it.
I'm holding on because all of my friends do watch Studio Ghibli and things like that. So
all right.
I would recommend that they check it out.
For sure. But thank you again for watching our review.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. This is a YouTube exclusive, so unfortunately it's not on the podcast, but definitely come back and listen to our Studio Ghibli episode on the podcast, where you can find it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and Google, and on YouTube podcast. And thank you to our guests for coming in.
Yeah.
Round of applause, please.
Check out the movie with us.
And like we say at the end of every review,
tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Spinoff Review.
And we're out.
Yahao, or
You looking at me?
yeah. So it was directed by
Hayao. Hayao.
Hold on.
Hayao. You said it, didn't you?
We're gonna do this again. Okay.